Hi, man. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing phenomenal. Am I pronouncing your name right? Iman?
Yeah,
Perfect. Awesome. Love to hear it. Where are you calling from?
I'm in Miami.
Miami. Oh, damn. Okay. Love it. Love it. All right. I mean, Iman, do you have the next 45 minutes available for this call?
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. So, I mean, we have limited time. I'm Sean here, the multi-consultant at Moose Method. You mind if we get started right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Perfect. So I know you talked to one of my colleagues, Gareth, earlier
Mm.
today, and he ran me through your case. We have our initial assessment. I'm definitely excited to dive or dig into your situation and dig deep on what's going on your day-to-day life to confirm the pattern and see which protocol here at Moose Method will work best for you. That sounds good?
Yeah.
Awesome. So before I run you through my initial assessment, I'm curious, what is the biggest challenge that you're facing right now with your mobility?
Um, I don't think I'm facing any big challenge with the mobility itself. It's more that the biggest challenge is that my job right now involves a lot of sitting down. And so I can feel that my mobility is being impacted. So nothing serious has happened yet, but I can feel the changes. So I'm hoping to kind of, I don't know, avoid that becoming worse.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
and in terms of noticing the changes, what have you noticed because of your job and long hours of sitting right now?
I think definitely one of the things I've noticed is that a couple years ago I wouldn't have felt anything just getting up and sitting down and moving around. And now I think because it's been at least 2 years of relatively mostly sitting down, now when I get up, I can feel things go, ooh, like nothing hurts per se, but I can feel things sort of locking into place and sort of things falling asleep. So I don't like that.
Hmm. Okay, I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's definitely uncomfortable, and it relates to my initial assessment that we discussed with Garrett, that your
Mhm.
hips are the main areas being affected, especially like you mentioned, you are sitting right now mostly
Yeah.
with some underlying control limitation showing up in rotation as well. So
Yeah.
there is likely a loss of active control through the hip joint rather than just
Mhm.
stiffness. This becomes
Okay.
more noticeable in movements that require coordination, like internal rotation or lifting and rotating the leg. Your
Mhm.
current routine of prolonged sitting is reinforcing that restriction and reducing how
Mm.
often those ranges are used. So that is currently what's going on right now. Is that an accurate assessment?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So, I mean, Iman, you did mention you right now feel the stiffness when you move or when you get up that you didn't
Hmm.
feel a couple of years ago. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone is different. So for you, what's so bad about that?
I think it's not that it's bad. It's more that I think compared to say 2 years ago when I started to when I started to have to sit more, I would say that the amount of time it takes me to feel like I've gotten more of that range of motion back, just getting up and sort of walking around a bit, I think that's changed. Because I think if 2 years ago I could get up and sort of do a rotation and then kind of feel okay. Now I feel like that takes longer. If it took 10 seconds 2 years ago, now it feels like, okay, I have to spend a little bit of time moving those joints and thinking about the movements in order to feel like, okay, I can just sort of jump into walking or jump into doing something and not feel like I have to be more careful. So I think it's just, I've noticed it takes more time, almost as if to warm it up because it's not ready to kind of just go. So I
Yeah.
think that's definitely taken longer. And I think because I've noticed that, I've been thinking, oh, I should actually pay attention to this and maybe
But what's
reverse
bad about
this.
it being longer though?
Um, I think it's more feeling that this is something that I could be working on, and that if I don't, it might get worse, and then it might become a problem. So I think my head is more thinking
Hmm,
in terms of sort of preventative
exactly.
that as opposed to it being an actual problem.
Yeah. Okay. No, I definitely respect that. And a lot of people in your situation, That's why I know I'm very curious about understanding specific individuals. They would rather just put it under the carpet, be like, yeah, who cares? I'm
Mm,
sitting, so it's
mm,
supposed to happen, or I'm getting old, so it's okay to
yeah,
let all this happen. But you're someone who's
yeah.
preventing and looking to avoid the bad things happening in the future by taking action
Mm,
right now and actually taking control. So definitely love that, Iman, and we encourage our clients and our people to do and be proactive because your health is the best thing that you've got. So let's say obviously the goal is to not be stiff, not think about movement. And right now, with so far what I've understood, you're not facing any difficulties in any movement. You can do them freely, but it's just
mm,
about the future that you're worried about.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when did that occur to you that, if these patterns keep occurring, you might have problems in the future?
Well, I think the biggest factor is just that before I started doing this job, so I guess maybe 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot more time to just be focusing on working out. And I think that because I did a lot of workouts through martial arts, and I think because the martial arts that I was doing really prioritized things like holding positions. It just helped my joints a lot because we had to hold things. And I think because I was learning it there, I could feel the difference then. And so over the past 4 years, because I haven't been doing that as much and I haven't been able to, I can feel those differences more because I was more attuned to it when I was doing it 4 years ago. And so I think it's more that knowing that I could do it then has sort of made me aware of the fact that the things that I'm doing now are not helping me do those things and are making it harder to like I can feel the sort of the way that my body has changed not doing these movements and the stretches. And so I think that was more of I think that's the reason why I was more aware of it to begin with because I had sort of been made aware of it and been asked to think about it when I was doing those things. And now that I don't have to do it, the questions that are still there, but I just haven't been acting on them as much. So I don't, yeah, I'm not, I guess I'm not necessarily worried of anything specific in the future. Like I don't know anybody that sort of had body issues in my family. It's just that I think knowing that I can do things and feeling the difference now um, has made me want to sort of prioritize it more. Well, I think I froze.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, I can.
Wait, what is up with my video? I don't know what happened. Just my Wi-Fi
Okay.
dropped. I appreciate your patience. I just
Yeah, of
I
course.
know you were talking about MMA and your body changing, and I completely dropped. So
No,
can you
that's
repeat
okay.
in terms of yeah, like I
Yeah.
you
So what
mentioned
was the
that you
question
were
again?
the question was when did you notice that if you keep on doing the same things, you'll have a problem in the future?
Right. Right. So yeah, so I think it's less that I was noticing a specific problem in a specific place
Yeah,
and more that I think because we'd sort of been asked to pay attention to it and focus on expanding range of mobility in martial arts, the
yeah.
fact that I stopped doing that as much sort of clued me into the fact that things were changing and that if I didn't pay attention to it, it would just get worse. Not
Mm-hmm.
for any specific reason, but it was more that, like the difference between paying attention to something and then stopping that and then sort of
Yeah.
it coming up again. Yeah. Mhm.
Hmm. Okay.
Does that make
And you
sense?
did mention that your body changed
Mhm.
after you left martial arts. You noticed changes in your body. What specific changes did you notice?
Well, I think because we would do a lot of things. We would start off with a lot of stretches, but they would include things like working up to splits or doing like isometric holds or like holding a squat. And
Yeah.
so I think if I would go back to sort of doing that just during a week at home, I would notice things like I wouldn't be able to hold it as long, or I wouldn't be able to
Mm-hmm.
stay as low for very long. I wouldn't be able to do the squat or the half squat in the same way. So it was more
Yeah.
those kinds of changes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then of
So
course I
it,
think have like
no, sorry, go on.
sorry. And then of course like sitting around a lot more and not being as active, you just put on weight. So I think that was another thing that also changed it as well, is not as much movement, putting on weight, finding some of those things more difficult because there's more weight involved. So I think that has also changed it. Yeah.
Okay. And you left martial arts 4 years ago,
Yeah, for more like three because I was still doing
three
it in the
years ago.
first
Okay.
year. Yeah, so I think I decreased in the sort of the amount of
Yeah.
sessions I was doing 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So with martial arts, you were doing exercises, full range of motions. You were also strengthening your joints and muscles. Then,
Yeah.
because of your work, you were not able to prioritize that. And it led
Hmm.
to you're noticing right now stiffness in your movement and not
Hmm.
just fully free as you were previously. And also, you've put on
Yeah.
weight. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. In
Yes.
the last 3 years, how much weight did you put on?
Oh, I think in the first 2 years it was slower, so maybe 10. And then about 2 years ago, I think I must have put on at least another 20. Yeah.
So total 30 pounds that you put on in the last 3 years because of not
Yeah.
having that motion. Okay.
Yeah. And it's fluctuated a little bit. I might have gone a little bit further last year, but then I dropped it just because I was trying to incorporate more range of motion and changing what I was eating. And so it's fluctuated a little bit, but I would say at least 30 pounds since 4 years ago. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. No, I mean, I totally understand that, Iman. And why not just go back to MMA?
Because I'm not in the same city. So they do actually, yeah. So that's the biggest reason is I'm just not in the same place anymore.
Okay.
And so finding a program that's been similar has been much harder. And then of course, I think there is one that's in the city, but it's at least an hour away. So that plus work plus commuting 2 hours has
Mm.
been difficult to sort of make that decision. And I think also because when I started doing martial arts more seriously, they had a sort of adjusted by having a lot of online classes. So there was a mix.
Yeah.
I could do in person and online. And so between those two things, I was doing a lot more than I had been doing before. So it reflected in sort of body movement. And so I think moving away, I kind of lost the in-person thing and it became just digital and it wasn't as much as I was doing before. So that was reflected in the body as well. So I haven't completely cut it off, but because I'm not doing it as frequently, I
Mm.
felt a lot of changes. Yeah.
And would you say even with online digital classes, you're still enrolled with them. Increasing the frequency, is there any option for you to do more so that you move your body more, do the things more, and
Mm, not really, because they had most of those options fully accessible because of the pandemic. And so once they sort of started to shift away from that,
mm,
those dropped. And so that's why I initially did the mobility thing with them because they were offering that
yeah,
digitally. And so
okay,
that's when I'm thinking more about it. But because they just don't have as many of those, that option to kind of have a lot of sessions just isn't there.
isn't there?
Yeah.
Okay. And right now in Miami, where you live, there's no martial arts place nearby where you can
No,
go.
not very accessibly, no.
Okay. Okay. So martial arts is out of the options, and that has happened within the last 3 years. Have you looked into anything else? That, knowing
Not
that your weight has
really.
gone up and also,
Yeah. No, the only thing that I really started doing a little bit more seriously was yoga because of the way that it sort of helped with sort of strength and mobility.
yeah.
But that's just been at home. So it's been helpful, but again, because of the job and sort of not prioritizing it, I haven't been doing it as frequently as I could be. So this is part of the plan to just do it a little
Hmm.
bit more consistently. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, and I mean, Iman, correct me if I'm wrong, the pattern I've seen, like with the
Mhm.
conversation, what I'm noticing the pattern is that after the work change 2 years ago, the priority has
Yeah.
shifted towards work primarily, not towards
Hmm.
mobility and your health. Now, obviously, that led
Yeah.
to stiffness and tightness in your movements, plus also you putting on 30 pounds of weight. What I'm curious
Yeah.
about is if that was the pattern for the last 2 years where you're not prioritizing,
Mhm.
what specifically shifted recently that makes you want to
Mm.
prioritize this more and actually put in
Hmm.
the work? Because even if, like, my goal here is to make sure that you succeed with whatever we give you, even if we give you like a golden exercise that you need to show up consistently every day, what
Hmm.
specifically shifted in terms of your priority that makes you want to do this more consistently and give it more priority right now?
So the biggest reason is that so our classes have finished here at the university, and so I have the summer, and I think for the past 2 summers, I haven't really had the whole summer just to be able to do my own thing because I've had to travel, and so this summer I don't have any of those plans, and I sort of intentionally didn't make those plans so that I could make more time to focus on working out and mobility.
Hmm. But even with your work, because it's something that you would want to do lifetime, like 30 minutes or 20
Hmm.
minutes a day, even with your
Yeah.
work, what prevented you from setting aside at least half an hour every day to be able to focus on yourself, knowing the impact that it might have in the future
Mm,
and it had so far?
hmm.
So what potentially was a limiting belief maybe,
Yeah.
or your that prevented you
Mm,
from taking action previously?
mm, hmm. I mean, I don't know. I think it was more that I got into the habit of coming into work more because I used to be able to do more of the work virtually. So I didn't have to be coming into the actual office every day. And so I think shifting to that kind of threw off the schedule that I had just for working out. And I think also because I tend to like working out in the morning, but because I was coming in the morning, I wasn't making time at the end of the day. I didn't find another sort of spot. And I think I just got into the habit of having shifted schedules, I didn't really think about planning everything else out and making time for it. And so I think because I never actually got around to sitting down and trying to create a better schedule, that
Yeah,
choice that just kind of kept getting pushed off and pushed off. And then I would push it off to the summer, and then the summer would still be as busy as the rest of the semesters.
yeah,
And that
no,
kept getting pushed
exactly.
off and pushed off. And so now that I'm sort of looked at the schedule and gone, okay, I actually finally have time to sit down and think
Yeah.
about this properly. That's why I think it has taken so long, and that's why I think it's happening now.
Okay. And the reason you didn't schedule it properly is because it wasn't a priority back then. Is it fair to say?
It wasn't a priority, but also I think the schedule shifted in ways I hadn't expected. So I didn't necessarily feel like I didn't have a kind of buffer period to think, oh, let me actually stop and think about what this is going to look like. Yeah, so I just
Mm,
didn't anticipate the changes. So it got harder then to kind of go back and feel like I could sit down and
yeah,
make a change and then stick to that change. I think I would sort of try and do a change and then the schedule would change a little bit and then that would throw off the schedule I
yeah.
thought I could do. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand. Like everyone gets busy, schedule changes, but
Mm.
also because of that, and you not prioritizing yourself, your health, that led to
Yeah.
your stiffness and you gaining 30 pounds right
Mhm.
now. Knowing that, how does it make you feel that it kind of happened within the last 2 years?
Mhm. Yeah, it does feel odd because it doesn't feel like it's been that much time, but I think thinking about the kind of range of movement that I had 4 years ago and then 2 years ago, I think I have been a bit surprised at how putting it off has also resulted in a fair amount of change. I mean, the great thing is that I haven't had a massive fall. Like I haven't broken anything. Nothing serious has happened, but I think it was enough to notice the changes and to think, oh, this could lead to something that could
Mm,
end badly. And so I think now that I had the time, I thought I should really take the time now.
yeah.
I
What will
don't want to
happen
get
though?
sick or have a problem.
Yeah.
I think it's
What will
more that
happen though if you let it for the next 1 year, next 2 years, and not
mm,
change anything? What will specifically happen then?
um I think it's more that I was worried that if I didn't think about it now, I don't want to be in a position where say I have to lift something at work and I'm doing it wrong because I haven't been focusing on motion and I pull something or I hurt myself in a way that could have been preventable. And then that then affects the work itself or my ability to work. And so I think it was more that because I have been in the program that I'm in the work that I'm in, there are a couple people who have had serious health issues in terms of like mobility. And I think it's specific to them in terms of like whether or not they have arthritis, or whether they've had other injuries. And I think I've like noticed how it's impacted their ability to work and their quality of life. And I'm not in that position yet, but I also don't want to be in that position. And so I was thinking,
Do
well,
you
you
like
have the
playing
capacity to
the
do things.
devil's advocate? Do you think that
Yeah.
if you keep on continuing the way you're operating right now, do you have concerns
Yeah.
that you might end in that position within the next couple of years?
I don't know that it would be in the next couple of years. I think it was more that that's a good question. I don't know that I was thinking that way intentionally. Like I wasn't thinking, oh, this is exactly what's going to happen to me. But I think it was definitely like, oh, in 10 years, I don't really want to look back and go, ah, you had this time then. You could have done this then. It would feel so much better if you had done this. So I think it was more that. I think it was more like you know how to do this, and you know that if you create a structure, you can do it. So you should do it.
Hmm.
Yeah. I
No,
think that was
I
more the
understand. Yeah, but do you think it will happen in the next 10 years if you keep on operating the same way?
I think so. I think so. Yeah, yeah.
So then,
It's
Iman, then
definitely
the
a
question
concern.
is what way you should operate from right now today that will allow you to get to that version where you don't have to look back and regret that, oh, I didn't focus on mobility.
Mm. Sorry, what was the question?
Which way you have to operate from today that will
Mm.
prevent that version even existing, that reality
Mm.
even existing.
Well, I definitely think prioritizing it and making the time for it is a big motivation to for signing up for this and then for intentionally working it into the day and thinking about it. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. And Iman, once you do get to the level, obviously short-term wins is making you stiff free, making you wanna do things freely, not think about it. And in the long term, what are some long-term goals that you would like to achieve that that you would be actually proud of that you took the action and got to that level?
Mm. I mean, I think one of the things that I missed the most was feeling strong, and I think 2 years ago was where I started to really feel like it was bad, and then I think since two like over the past 2 years, that's definitely gotten better. Like I have gotten stronger. But I think that's one of the things that I miss the most is
Mm,
feeling like you can actually feel the strength, you can actually feel the change from like
mm,
month to month and being able to sustain that. I think that's one of the things that I miss the most for sure.
mm.
And then I think for me comes mobility. I think to me, I think they're sort of paired together, sort of strength and mobility for me, because I think 4 years
Yeah,
ago when I was doing a lot of martial arts, I could really feel it. And then 2 years ago, it sort of changed a lot and I could feel like the miss. I missed it. And so things have gotten better over the past years, but again, because of time, it's still a process. So I'm still trying to get back to that feeling of like, okay, I can
yeah.
feel the mobility, I can feel the strength, I can feel them working together. So yeah, I think that's kind of the goal. I don't think I have a specific like
No, I mean,
weightlifting
feeling
goal per
strong
se, but it's that
is a goal.
feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a goal
Yeah.
at the end of the day. And everything ties down to personality, how you view yourself, how you
Mm.
identify yourself, who you are as a person. So when you are feeling strong, when you are feeling better, you got the right help, how will that change how you view yourself?
Mm. Hmm. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think the difference between then and now was I wasn't thinking about it as much because I had incorporated it into my schedule. So it was just a thing that
Yeah.
I was doing that made me feel good in terms of like, oh, like you just feel um I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. I think it's the ease of sort of just being able to sort of do things and not feel the kind of like, oh, this is heavy. Like
Mm,
or oh, I can feel the muscle working in a way that I haven't before because I haven't been using it as much. So I think it's those feelings of like, oh, I can actually feel the effort it's taking in a bad way. Like I can feel the effort
yeah.
because I haven't been doing the effort. I think that would be nice to like not have anymore. Because I think that's what I've noticed the increase in over the past 4 years of like, oh,
Mm,
I can actually feel this effort because I haven't really been doing this.
mm.
So I think the change between that and then doing something and going, yeah, okay, this is easy because I've
Not
been
being
putting in the work.
cautious.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's probably what's changed is that feeling of like, oh, I have to be careful now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think
just
that's what,
like, yeah, okay. That's, I mean, that's a very
yeah.
wholesome goal. Like you were a child, you could do anything freely without thinking
Yeah.
about it. But right now you're like,
Yeah.
I understand,
Yeah. I
Iman, and
think
that's a
it's
great goal
funny
to aim
too.
for.
I think that question of like being a kid too. Like I think as a kid I was really mobile. Like I could do
Yeah.
splits very easily. So I think that's one of the reasons why I can tell the difference too. Because as a kid I was really flexible.
Yeah.
And so I can feel it more as an adult because I know I used to be able to do those things. So maybe
Yeah.
that's also part of it. Yeah.
Exactly. And right now, not being able to do that is we've experienced this with all of our clients where, especially
Mm,
clients like yours where they're preventing any future possibility. It's not that they haven't seen or they're in a lot of pain right now, but what's
mm,
bothering them or what's kind of not sitting with them right is because they were able to do all of this previously very freely. Not
mm,
being able to do them
mm,
isn't like them. It's not feeling like it's like an identity mismatch. So like I was able to do this,
mm,
right now I can't. So like I don't know if this is the same for you, but that's what we've experienced with a lot of our clients.
mm. Yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
I mean,
again, I think no, yeah, it definitely resonates. I think it's also I guess I'm not quite at the like I can't do it at all yet.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
definitely at the like, oh, I can feel it taking more effort. So
exactly.
yeah, I think I'm a little bit more there, but no, I get it. I definitely don't want to be in the like I cannot do this at all anymore.
Exactly, yeah. And that's why you're willing to take action and start working on
Yeah.
it right now, prioritizing it so you don't end up there.
Yes.
I mean, perfect, Iman, that, definitely gives me a lot of insights of your situation. And to break down, I believe for you, our 3 months movement optimization protocol will be the best fit right now. The
Okay.
toolkit is obviously very effective, but at the end of the
Mm,
day, it's more general. It's made for people who cannot
mm,
even walk to
mm,
someone like who's very performing. Everyone is generalized. It's not according to you. What specific pain points are you doing? Also, you did
yeah.
mention doing yoga. Yoga is very good for stretching and building the strength, but it's not targeting the root cause of your problem. So your kinetic chain isn't full, it's
Hmm.
not that you're using your full range of motion and also strengthening it at the end ranges. It's helping you
Hmm.
to free up your body, but it's not
Hmm.
developing that strength. So that's why what I feel is the best fit for you right now is the 3-month optimization protocol. So I'll run you through that. I'll first give you my final assessment. You can add on to it. Is there anything else? You can let me know. And if everything makes sense, I'll run you through our 3-month optimization protocol, whatever is included. And if everything makes sense, would it be out of this world to get you started today?
No, it sounds good.
You sure? You seemed a bit confused. Or is anything on your
No,
mind? You can let me know.
no, it sounds good. No, I'm waiting to hear about what this actually looks like, the 3 months
Okay.
program. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So, I mean, what my final assessment is that the body has obviously adapted to prolonged sitting by limiting how much the hips rotate and how well they stabilize through movement. The knees begin to take on more load when the hips cannot rotate or control positions effectively. And the nervous system, which, we talked about cautiousness, has become more cautious and guarded around these ranges. So thus there is a reduced ability to share load efficiently through the hips and surrounding structures. And this impacts coordination, control, and ability to move smoothly through rotational patterns. Is there anything else that we missed during our conversation?
No, that sounds right. That sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, I mean, Iman, then do you have a pen and paper to write things down?
I've got a notepad open up.
Sure, awesome. So the 3-month movement optimization protocol is divided into 3 phases. First phase
Mhm.
is movement retraining. You can write that down, movement
Okay.
retraining. So on day
Mhm.
1, you'll be assigned a coach, and that coach will ask you to perform certain actions or certain exercises that will allow us to basically do a neurological mapping of your system. That is, we are
Mhm.
understanding all the compensatory patterns, which joints are overloaded, and what movement dysfunction is occurring in your body. Once we've identified those, basically give you a full neurological software update by targeting those areas specifically. So not only rewriting your imbalances, but also making you feel more aligned with your body. The more you're aligned, the less stiff, the less pain you have. The less you're aligned,
Mhm.
the more pain you have. So phase 1 is simple. It's basically making you feel more aligned and removing all the stiffness in your body. That's phase 1. Then, once your kinetic chain is aligned, we move into phase 2, which is movement remodeling. So, in this phase, we basically exposing your body to new positions and new ranges under control. It's like martial arts, you said strength training, it was part of this.
Mhm.
This is basically the same. So, why we are doing this? So, taking your neurological clock back to when you were a child, when you didn't have any brakes, no caution, we are because were operating the way you were for the last couple of years, your nervous system literally had to put brakes to prevent injuries. By
Mhm.
exposing to stress under control, we are basically taking those brakes off the nervous systems and allowing you to feel or removing the fight or flight response and allowing you to live in a parasympathetic state where not only your mobility improves but your sleep quality improves, your energy goes up, and your stress levels go down because your nervous system is in a fight or flight mode, is just existing and making you feel more alive at the end of the day. Then once everything when the phase 2 is completed, because we move into phase 3, which is movement integration, because you'll be in contact with your coach 6 days a week, you'll have 2 one-on-ones with him every month, and you'll have 5 group coaching calls for you to ask questions and stuff. So this gives us an opportunity to give you real-time biofeedback on how to improve your mobility, but also it also gives us an opportunity to give you with a blueprint at the end of the coaching. Why we do this? So at the end of the coaching, you'll have a personalized blueprint for your body that will not only allow you to maintain, but also increase your longevity. So the reason we do this is once you have the blueprint, you'll not need to spend any money on chiros, physios,
Mm-hmm.
yoga classes, masseuse. I mean, those are luxury. If you want to have like socialize, you can do it, but you'll not have the need because everything will be in your hands to be able to go through those stuff and take control of your body. So to break down, the first two phases is like restructuring and strengthening your foundation of your house or your body. And phase three is giving you everything you need to maintain and increase that longevity throughout your years. So these are the three phases. We do have 3 months, 6 month, 12 month, 24-month option for you. Since the issue is not that severe, you're very flexible. It's just getting into that habit and prioritizing
Yeah.
that. And with 3 months of
Mm-hmm.
coaching and one-on-one help, I think you'll be able to integrate that in your habit routine to be able to follow
Mm-hmm.
these at least 20 to 30 minutes every day to be able to
Yeah.
do it throughout your life. Now, that being said,
Okay.
Iman, I do want to hear your thoughts. How do you feel all these three pillars integrate and will allow you, or how much aligned are you with these three phases, and how confident you
Mm.
are that they will help you get to your goals as soon as possible?
No, it sounds good. I think the first part sounds like it would be really helpful just in order to figure out what's going on and how to sort of tailor things to like what I could be doing to feel better. I think the
Mm-hmm.
whole program sounds really good, and I think 3 months definitely sounds very feasible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, if you had to put like
Hmm.
10 being, I'll get the results, I'll not feel stiffness at all, I'll get back my
Hmm.
mobility, I'll be able to feel strong that you mentioned, and
Mm.
one being like, get off the call, Sean. I don't like you. Where are you in that range?
I would definitely add an 8 or 9. I think it sounds really good. I think it definitely sounds like the foundation for something that you then build on. So I think
Mm-hmm.
it sounds good. I think it's a good first step. Yeah.
Okay. And what would make it a 10?
I think it's more. I think the 10 is more like, okay, this is like me. I think the system itself sounds like a 10. I think 3 months sounds really feasible in terms of like checking in, making sure I have the time to do it. I think the real test is more in 3 months is when things start up again, more heavily work wise, because right now we sort of transition to more online work.
Yeah.
And back in August is when we get back to the sort of in person and online situation. And so I think for me, the program itself sounds like a 10. For me, it's more like, okay, I'm at 9. I think it sounds like a really solid setup for figuring out how to integrate movement and thinking about it and having a good base over the summer. And then the test, I think, becomes okay, 3 months is long enough to get into the habit of something. If I pick the right time, if I create the right schedule, it'll still be sustainable moving forward. Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
think you'll be able to create that schedule once you know
I
what
think
you are
so.
supposed to do?
I think
You think
so.
so,
I think
or
so.
you're 100% sure that you will
I'm
do
at
it?
9. I'm at 9. I think again, it's like, okay, I do think that over the summer it's a 10 because I know I have the time and I know what my schedule is going to look like and I know and I can do it. And it sounds feasible and it sounds practical. And it sounds like it's going to make me feel a lot better. So I do think I'm
Yeah.
pretty confident that it's going to work really well over the summer. Again, it's more of the like, oh, okay, the real test comes in August of like, okay, making sure that prioritizing it over the summer leads to helping to prioritize it over the next part of the sort of cycle, the job cycle. It
Mhm.
does sound good though. So I'm feeling confident.
Okay. Okay. I mean, man, that being said, then obviously 30 to 40 minutes,
Yeah, that's
we do
feasible.
need
That's
to
very
make
good.
sure that you are able to even do this after you work. And I don't want you
Yeah.
to, you know, pay us, do the work, and then
Mhm.
not reap the rewards afterwards. So
Yeah.
that being said, like the thing that you haven't been prioritizing for the last 2 years, are you
Yeah.
100% confident right now that you will prioritize even when the work starts to be able to set aside 30 to 40 minutes a day and do this for your body, for yourself, and to feel strong again?
Hmm. Yeah, I do because it's definitely possible. I think it was just that I think it wasn't that I didn't have the time. I think it was also just not being sure what to do when I did have the time. And so I
Yeah.
think having a system in place that's like, okay, this is a good idea for now. This is what you do when you feel this.
Hmm.
This is what you do when you do this. So I think having a little bit more just knowledge on what to do now that, my life itself has
Yeah,
changed, having a sort of check-in to sort of build on, I think that will help a lot. So
exactly.
yes. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I mean, then you're aligned with what we do. And I mean, I feel very confident that you will be one of the best fit with what we do here as well. So
Mm.
apart from investment, obviously we'll get into that right now. Is there anything that, might prevent you from getting on board today?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, perfect. So I mean, Iman, the investment for the 3 months program for you to have the one-on-one coaching and develop all the blueprint at the end of it is
Hmm.
$3,080. Now,
Hmm.
obviously, if you pay in full, I'll give you a
Hmm.
significant discount to make it more feasible,
Okay.
or
Okay.
we can divide it into either 4 months or 12 months, up to your feasibility, even with
Okay.
0% interest. Yeah.
Okay. Let me sit with that for a second. Hold on. Mm, I think I would probably have to do a 4-month break.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, that's more feasible than in full.
Okay. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
then, Iman, one option could be as well. Do you have a credit card with that credit limit of 3,080?
Yeah.
So what we can do, you can even break it into 12 months,
Okay.
and then go from there. Will that work?
Okay. Yeah, it will.
Perfect. So the next steps are, obviously we'll process the investment here on the call. I'll let,
Hmm.
I'll inform the coaches what you were specifically looking for. And in terms of
Hmm.
coaches' preferences, are there any
Hmm.
preferences that you have for your coaches? Male, female, any specific type?
No,
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 no
I don't.
preference?
Mm. Mm-mm.
Okay. Then I'll inform the coaches. They'll connect you with the best coach there is for your fit, and then
Okay.
you should get a call within next 1 hour, 2 hour, to be able to.
Okay.
The app is called the Everfit app, which
Okay.
you'll get all the connection with coaches and everything on the app. So let me
Hmm.
just create the link right now. Can you see it in the chat?
Yes.
So if you want, you can see the split it option. If you see the
Okay.
monthly credit card payments, yeah. So you just add your details and you can look and find whichever option work best for you. Either 4 months, six
Okay.
month, all interest free. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I see. Mm.
Yeah, let me know when it goes through and
Mhm.
I'll let the coaches know in the meantime.
Mhm.
Is it the first time that you're using this split it option?
Yes.
I see. Are you able to break it down into 12 months as well, right?
Yeah, I can see all the options. Well, let's pick that. Okay. Thinking. Hmm. And maybe it's because I haven't used this. It doesn't want to take the credit card. Um, well, let's see what other options there are. Oh, okay, hold on. Maybe I just need to check the bank app. Oh yeah, okay, I see. Hold on. Okay, sorry. I think it was just that the my card itself didn't want I had it locked for not having large
Mm,
transactions. So I think I
yeah,
just need to change that.
no worries, all good.
Okay. Mm,
Yeah, it sometimes happens, and whenever
yeah.
large transactions occur, it usually is marked
Yeah.
as fraud or spam, so the bank
Yeah.
blocks it automatically. So yeah, it happens.
Well, let's try this again.
What is it showing to? If it's like not working, we can look into different options as well.
Oh, it's just thinking on my end right now. I may just need to call the bank and tell them to allow it. I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. Because it's not giving me the option on my app just to allow it. I think because it's a larger charge.
Yeah.
So I think I probably just need to call them.
Okay.
Let me see. Mm, Yeah, I think I do just need to call them. Okay. Do you want me to call you back or message you when it's when I've done that.
Can you call them right now?
Yes. Mm. Okay, hold on. Do you know how it shows up as a charge? Do you know what it's like listed under? It's just moves method, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. This might work. It finally triggered the message of, do you want to authorize this? Okay. If you all right, let me try again because I've just said yes. So it might go through. Mm, Okay, thinking again. Okay, all right, I think it did go
Okay.
through.
Yeah,
Yes,
I see
okay.
it. I see it. Awesome.
Okay, great.
I've dropped the agreement in the chat as well, so you can just read through
Okay,
it, sign
thank
it,
you.
and then so you and also make sure to download the copy yourself as well. Once you've
Mm,
signed that, I've notified the onboarding guy. You
mhm.
make sure to just download the Everfit app, and he'll contact you, walk you through everything,
Okay,
and take it from there. Yeah.
okay. Okay, all right. Do I need to send this to you or does it send itself? Like, does it get sent to
No,
you?
it sends
Okay,
itself. Let me just check.
sign.
Pending
No,
signature.
okay, okay,
So
hold on. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Uh, okay.
Let me check it. So you signed it?
hmm
Let me see. Okay, yeah, perfect. Awesome, Iman. So you're signed. You have my email as well. Anything comes up,
Okay.
coach will be reaching out named Bailey within the next
Okay.
hour or so. He'll connect you
Okay,
with your
great.
designated coach and we'll take it from there. Anything else, you can contact me freely, but your coach will be in touch and he'll be open to discussing your problems in detail. Sounds good?
Okay, great. Thank you.
Awesome. Excited for you, man. I mean, definitely make it
Yeah, thank
happen
you.
and make you consistent within the next 3 months.
I hope so. That's the plan.
Perfect. Awesome. I mean, not hope so. We'll make it happen.
Yes, that
No,
is the
hopefully.
plan.
Yes. Let's go. All right. Have a good day, man. Let me know if you need anything
All right, you
else. We'll be in
too.
touch.
Mhm.
All right. Bye-bye.
Great. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.